Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. It's Shawn. We're going to try something a little bit different this week. We are going to try something I like to call ROHOTMU, a random selection from the official handbook of the Marvel Universe. I've talked about it a few times on the episodes recently where I've got the omnibus of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition, big book. And I decided that, just for randomness and for fun and just for something to, kind of fill episodes that we maybe aren't recording, that I'll go through this book and open up to random selections and just talk about the characters that I see. And I think it's a lot of fun because I love to talk about random guys and girls, and it's informational, and we'll see where it goes. If you guys dig it, let me know. Please tweet us. I'm at Angry Hero Shawn, and Jen is at Jen Stansfield. You can find us on Facebook at Worst Collection Ever. Just type it in there, and you'll be able to check us out. And of course, worstcollectionever at gmail.com. We'll do some feedback on this. We'll do this. We'll probably do. I don't know. Maybe we'll do this often, but not too often. And I'm gonna try to put out a video version of it as well. So you have to keep an eye out for that. Which is my YouTube is Angry Hero 79. So hope you guys dig it. We'll see you guys next week with a regular episode. Thanks for listening. How are you? Welcome to a segment here on my YouTube channel, Angry Hero 79, where I am going to open up a random entry. I'll open up this book up to a random entry in the Marvel Universe. As you can see, this book is called The Official Handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition, or for short, OHOTMU. So I'm going to be doing a random one, so we'll call it ROHOTMU. And this will be me just talking about a comic book character for as long as I can. This will also be going up on our podcast page, Worst Collection Ever. That'll go up as well, and you can watch it on YouTube here. So you have some options. So here's a few rules that I set in place for myself. I'm going to read whatever's on the right side of the page. So if I open something up, and it has to be actual like beginning of a character. So I can't just open something up to the middle of an entry and just try to read that whole entry. I got to open something up, and it has to be on the right side of the page. And if it's Spider-Man on the right side of the page and Spider-Woman on the left side, I'm going to read Spider-Man. So I'm going to do that. And I will do my best to not just simply read from this, because I haven't read this whole thing, obviously. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at this thing. I just want to say I love these books. I just got this omnibus in the mail from instocktrades.com, and it rocks. It is what it is the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition that came out, I believe, around 83 or something, 84. And it went, as you can see on the back here, it has this is what's really neat is it basically has like a ongoing diorama of all the people that are in it. So you can see right here that it went through a number of pages, and at the very end is my favorite thing, the Book of the Dead collection. So if I go towards the end of the book, I may pick up somebody that's been dead, or at least for around this time, and I'll talk about them. And I love the Dead edition because it shows you who how they died and stuff like that. Until I figure out better editing skills, you're gonna have to deal with me basically describing the picture or trying to show it on this page, but this into the camera. But this book is obviously, I mean, look how thick this is. This is a very clumsy book. So that being out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. We'll see how this goes. I'm a little bit nervous because I afraid I'm going to open it up to something because I've been kind of trying like opening up stuff, like this, and just seeing where I land. And I feel like I land in the same spots over and over again. So I'm going to see if I could try to not do that. So maybe let's do let's do it towards the front of the book. And then I will go right here. And we are opening the page to the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster. See, here's the Grandmaster. We'll start with the Grandmaster. There's a full color page of him. He, of course, I believe, is the role that Kevin, or what the fuck is that? Jeff Goldblum played in Thor Ragnarok. And he does end up getting a version of this, two versions of him in a Lego game. I think it's the Avengers. It's one of the two. I feel like he's in the Avengers Lego game, and then he's in the Marvel Superheroes 2 Lego game, but he's the Jeff Goldblum version. Yeah, let's just talk about him. I do enjoy this picture here at the bottom. By the way, I hate dust jackets on things here. I really don't like them. I don't know why. I know why they exist, but they're very cumbersome to somebody who likes to hold books as often like this. But here's this already the photo here is pretty rad. It's him being besieged upon by appears to be Valkyrie, Namor, Doctor Strange, Hulk, and Daredevil. It looks like this panel came from a Defenders comic, if we're being perfectly honest, because that's a Defenders group right there. So, all right, so he looks pretty sad. He's got this uh, blue skin with the Wolverine hair, white hair, and he's got this yellow uh, Undertaker smock back when he was in the Ministry of Darkness. So he's kind of wearing that. Actually, more like '96 Undertaker. But and he's got some nice flats going on here and some yellow gloves. So yeah, just a yellow and blue dude. And he is a part of the Elders of the Universe. That's his group affiliation. Real name, his shoot name is Endweigast. Endweigast. And we gas. I'm trying to think if that sounds like anything. Endweigast. Somebody that likes to play games. That's got to be like a. That's got to be like a. It's ENDWIGAST. It's got to be like a acronym or not? Is it an acronym or a palindrome for something? So I'll figure that out. Game player occupation is game player. The identities. I always like the identity where basically it tells you whether or not he has a secret identity, or if the public knows about his identity, or if he's a space dude like the Grandmaster is. The Grandmaster's existence is unknown to the general populace of Earth. Okay. Legal status: none. Other aliases: none. Place of birth: unrevealed planet now in a now dead galaxy. Marital status: single. Known relatives: none. Wow, not a lot about this dude here. Base of operations: unknown planet in an unspecified location. Whatever that planet was that he was on, the Hulk planet, right? What from the movie? I guess that technically would be it. Group affiliation: Elders of the Universe. First appearance: Avengers number 69. Nice. Basically, the Elders of the Universe are from like the Big Bang. So we don't know about, nobody knows anything about them like prior to or why they even exist. They just showed up one day when the universe decided to exist, and we need Neil deGrasse Tyson to help us figure this out because we don't we don't know anything about these guys. These guys are just a bunch of random jabronis that showed up out of the universe's asshole, and now we're stuck with them. The Grandmaster has spent an extraordinary long life in pursuit of amusement through the playing of games. He has traveled throughout the known universes, studying the many civilizations, forms of games, and played to the point of mastering them. So he knows how to play all the games. So he knows how to play your video games. He knows how to play your board games. He knows how to play your mind games, sex games, uh, electronic games, Tiger Electronic Games. He knows how to play golf games. So now, this would this make him good at sports? Because if it's technically a game, I mean, would he could he like be put down? Probably because he's an alien. But could you stick him in like the middle of like an NFL game and just put him on like the D line and he'd be able to like get a sack every time or something, or he'd be a great fullback because he could just plow through all the defenses because he's so good at the games. He's a games master of sort. That's technically, I guess, the Grandmaster, games master. Is he any good? Can he hack it in the NFL? That's what I want to know. Has that been explored? I don't know. I guess I should continue reading. Capable of traversing space, time, and the dimensions, the Grandmaster once journeyed to the alternate Earth inhabited by the Squadron Supreme. Okay, so it's Squadron Supreme stuff going on with him. The Marvel's jabroni version of the Justice League. I mean, there's some hip stuff in the Squadron Supreme, but I typically ignore it. I don't know. I've never. Maybe I should. Maybe I've read some of the more recent stuff, but I don't know. Let's see here. The Grandmaster's standard method of playing games was to choose a team of champions to do combat with another team selected by his opponent. So he doesn't actually play the games. He just plays. He has somebody else plays the game. So he has the superheroes. He basically fantasy drafts superheroes to play the games he wants to play, whether they be he's playing cricket, whether he's playing bobble. I'm talking bobble, Russian roulette. I mean, these are Earth games, so this is all I can think of. Most of the time, though, when you read in the books, I believe there was a bunch of Avengers annuals that he was farting around in, where he made them. He did make the Avengers play softball against one another, or maybe they were just playing softball because that's what they do. I can't remember. But then he showed up and actually made them compete against each other in something, which it doesn't make a lot of sense as to if you get to hear from the Grandmaster. I mean, what can he do to force you to play in a game? I mean, he's just another being of sorts, but he's got such intense power, I guess, as an elder of the universe that he can pretty much do anything. The Grandmaster. Okay, so winning the contest, the Grandmaster determined to create his own squadron because he was fucking around with the Squadron, Supreme Squadron, Squadron Supreme, and determined to create his own squadron since the original squadron was unwilling to participate in further games. Why would you even mess with this guy in the first place? You had the option. You could just be like, nah, man, I don't need to do this. Yeah, he had some sort of hand in creating Earth counterparts to the for Nighthawk, Doctor Spectrum, and Whizzer. So that's the reason why there's two Kyle Richmonds. There's the one There's the light blue and the dark blue one, and then there's the one with the red wings and the one with the blue wings. The Grandmaster then journeyed to a time period of Kang the Conqueror, the temporal counterpart of the Scarlet Centurion, and engaged him in a game. After Kang's champions, the Avengers, defeated the Squadron Sinister. Okay, yeah, so he also created their villains. The Grandmaster drafted the World War II heroes, the Invaders. If Kang won, then the Grandmaster would briefly grant him the power of either life or death. If Kang lost, the Grandmaster would destroy Earth. So some people have the option of not playing these games and not facing any recourse, or you could just do whatever you. So you could do whatever you want, or he'll just destroy you. This guy's sadistic, man. Not a cool dude. Later, having returned to the 20th century, the Grandmaster used Daredevil and the Defenders, as we can see in that one picture I showed you earlier, and I described earlier, as pawns in a game against the Prime Mover, a robotic computer created by Doctor Doom. Winning this match, the Grandmaster decided to take control of the Earth as breeding ground for superhuman powered pawns for his games, but gave up the Earth after losing a bet with Daredevil. Like, what kind of bet was it with Daredevil? Like, I bet you can't make Foggy Nelson into a jabroni. And he was like done because he already is a jabroni. And he's like, ah, you got me. Although Grandmaster can resurrect most living beings after their deaths, he cannot do so with the virtually immortal beings like himself who are killed. So he has the power to resurrect anybody, but he can't resurrect himself or anybody that like is like more powerful than him. I guess that would make sense. And his brother, okay, so he's also his brother is the Collector, which he's another elder, and we're in the Collector is Benicio del Toro in the Guardians of the Universe movie. He also is also in a Lego game as well. Uh, we get to hang out with him. Greatly distraught over the Collector's death, so his brother, the Collector, died at one point. Greatly distraught over the Collector's death, the Grandmaster challenged Death, who is the lady in the robe, who Thanos really likes, challenged Death itself to a game. If the Grandmaster won, then the Collector would live. If he lost, then the Grandmaster would die. 2. Grandmaster and Death each selected teams. So again, using whoever he wants. He can draft whoever he wants. And do battle over possessing sections of the Golden Globe of Life. So he's up for a number of Golden Globes this year, including Best Screenplay and Best Blue Guy in Movie. He's also competing against the Smurfs and Faker from He-Man. He's so that's what's going on there. The Grandmaster's team indeed won, but then Death revealed that in order to use the Golden Globe to resurrect the Collector, the Grandmaster would have to forfeit his own life. Well, then that was all pointless. Compelled by his sense of gamemanship to see the game through to its conclusion, the Grandmaster died, and the Collector returned to life. But then, at some point, he's not really dead. He technically should be, because it says that the final sentence here says it is believed that the Grandmaster will one day turn up again alive. Yeah, I'm certain he does. I don't know when, but I'm certain he does because it's comics and everybody lives. Here's his now the way that these things work is you get towards the end and then they actually give you like physical stats. So you have his height, which is 7'1", which means he is too huge to die. I've talked about on the show that if you're over a certain amount of height, you can't go to hell because you're too tall. He's definitely not able to die. He is 7'1", 240, which makes him pretty thin. Like he's probably big. I would say, so that kind of puts him like he's like a skinnier Kevin Nash kind of deal. His strength level is unknown, but is probably no more than that of a normal Earthman due to the normal is it is probably no more than that of a normal Earthman of his height and build in the prime of his life. I don't know, man. I'm willing to bet that he's probably got some good strength on him. I mean, he looks, he's got some tone. He's got some tone on that tone in those arms. Known superhuman powers. As an elder of the universe, the Grandmaster possesses a virtual immortal body, immune to the cellular deterioration of aging and to disease, and impervious to conventional injury. He cannot stub his toe. Only the dispersal of a major portion of the molecules of his body, as occurred when he sacrificed himself to resurrect the Collector, could prevent his regenerative powers from functioning. He also possesses the ability to utilize the cosmic life force, the power primordial, to resurrect dead beings with no matter how badly their bodies have been damaged or dispersed, and to restore to full health beings on the verge of death. So he can't die unless if like you blow up a lot of his body at once. And he could basically bring you back to life and anything back to life as he sees fit. He also can use his cosmic energies to kill other living beings simply by willing their deaths. So He's kind of like that movie Death Note, or that manga Death Note. You could just write him a slip of paper, write down something on a slip of paper, and be like, "Hey man, why don't you think about this person dying?" And he could take care of that for you. But other than that, like he could fly, he could he's really smart, and he could give his energy and take energy away. He has a lot of nebulous powers, the Grandmaster does, and kind of, in my mind, kind of boring because basically he's just a character that they created to show up and be like, hey, I could do just about anything, including make you guys play, uh, bocce ball for your lives. And that's what I'm going to do. And you can't do anything about it. And eventually, he can't. There's not much you can. There's not much else going on with him. So, uh, I guess the perfect kind of entry in this book where you've got so many people in the Marvel Universe and so many of them are doing things that are just basic ass shit, and you don't really have much else to say about them except, wow, they're really powerful and nobody can stop them, even though he's been dispersed or something at this point. And when this book was written, uh, he is not able. He's able to do pretty much whatever he wants. Not really that impressive. He's pretty much just there to fix whatever he needs to fix and do whatever he needs to do whenever the writers need something for it to be done. So that's pretty much his deal. And that's all I'm going to say about the Grandmaster. Thanks for nothing, Grandmaster. You and your red eyes with no visible pupils and white hair. I forgot to mention that. Um, that's really about it. I don't know what else. Maybe I'll see you in my Lego games coming up soon. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little venture. I'll do more of these. Maybe I'll get better at it, and maybe we'll have more fun as I sort through this giant book of characters. Thanks for watching. Find me on Twitter at Angry Hero Shawn, and find our podcast Worst Collection Ever on Apple Podcasts, which is, well, obviously you're hearing this because you're reading. This is in the feed for Worst Collection Ever. So please rate, review, subscribe, or follow on Apple Podcasts. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please give me a like and a follow, and click the notification bell when I do more videos opening up action figures. That would be kind of neat. So once again, folks, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.